Oh, Jude, get back here.
God damn. All right, Mels. Season 1, episode 6. Guest BP today. Get fired up, Mels. Droopy, send out the link. Today we're going to talk about free agency Friday special. That's why we got Paleo on here today. We're going to talk about all of our max players. We got a top 10 of players that we think. We're going to give our landing spots and some noise that's going around the NBA right now that you probably shouldn't believe. We're going to give some other free agency rumors, and we're going to talk about the league and adding a midseason tournament. So to start off, we're going to talk about the cupcake himself, Kevin Durant. So the teams he will consider are the Knicks, Nets, Clippers, and Warriors. The Clippers are basically out of the race now as they're going after Kawhi and Jimmy Butler. The Warriors might be out of the race because they're a tough relationship at the end. The Nets could be. He probably wants somebody to lean on since he's going to come back from a serious injury. And then the Knicks, who knows? He opted out of his $31 million a year player option. Like we said earlier, he's frustrated with the Warriors. They will offer him a 5-year max once free agency opens, though, which is something you got to remember. The Nets are not the front runners per Ian Begley, and Woj says everything's on the table. And Woj is pretty much right 95% of the time.
I don't care what Woj has to say.
Yeah, but he's right. Him and Shams.
I don't like Woj.
Well, Chris Haynes, he says he'll believes he will end up in either New York or Golden State. And then a couple factors now. So we'll let Rick decide where he's going to go first, and then we'll let Paleo decide. Then I'll give my explanation.
So
Rick knows best. Of course.
I still think he's going to the Knicks. I think all the buzz about the Nets and everything, I think that's a load. I still think the Knicks is the best option. Same thing, biggest market team, biggest fan base. He's going to get a boatload of cash from them. I think the Knicks still. I always disregarded the Nets being in the running for him. I think the Knicks kind of went unnoticed after a certain period of time once news went around that Kyrie was seriously considering the Nets like we talked about with the vegan company. So, yeah, I'm sticking with the Knicks on this one. Paleo?
I'm going to agree with you. I still think he's going to the Knicks, even though they do have him listed as odds-on favorite to go to the Nets.
They're full of shit.
That's a load.
I just don't see him going to the Nets. I feel like
who wants to play for the Nets?
Like Brooklyn's just kind of out of the picture when you just talk about New York in general. But I feel like the Knicks will get KD as their one big free agency signing, and I think they're going to get Julius Randle as well, but that's later on. We're going to talk about that. But no, I still see KD going back on his bad guy attitude or whatever, joining the Knicks, trying to resurrect that shithole. So
see, I think it's like playing for the Yankees or the Mets. In what world
or it's like the Jets and the Giants. There's always a baby brother team. That's what you gotta understand.
In what world would you voluntarily choose?
Clippers, Lakers, exactly. Or Dodgers, Angels. It's the same thing.
Angels,
There's always a baby brother.
In what world would you voluntarily choose to play for the Nets on a max when you could play for the Knicks? Or the Mets when you could play for the Yankees? It's the same deal.
Depends on what players are on that team.
Yeah, but nobody with a functioning brain would ever choose the Mets over the Yankees.
Yeah, but who do the Nets have that is so impressive that the Knicks don't have?
Do you have a functioning brain?
Yes.
Barely. So the Nets, who do the Nets have that the Knicks don't have? So Jared Allen and Mitchell Robinson, basically the same player, and in my eyes, I like Robinson better.
Jared Allen's better.
Okay, so who else do the Nets have? Joe Harris. The Knicks have Knox, Barrett, DSJ. Who do the Nets have?
Joe Harris, 3-point.
Joe Harris and
Dinwiddie.
That's it. And Kirkus. What is?
Is that how you pronounce his name?
Karuks. Rodon's Karuks. Yeah, I don't know his name because he fucking sucks. Okay, so basically, at the end of the day, he's gonna have to go to a team where there's a good young core, and I'll give you my reasonings why I think he will sign with the Knicks. Okay, this is very in depth, and people might not understand this because majority of the people that watch don't actually know about basketball. So first of all, one of Kevin Durant's best friends is Royal Ivey. He is one of the Knicks' assistant coaches. Okay. Secondly, he is the godfather of KD's child, okay? That has to play a factor. They have to have a serious relationship. Another point, Scott Perry, who currently works in the Knicks front office, drafted Kevin Durant on the Supersonics in 2007. Next, his business just moved to New York in February of 2019, 35 Ventures, him and Rich Kleiman. and moved to New York City, Midtown Manhattan. Next, since his injury, he's been staying in Soho with his family. And he also didn't take the team flight back to Golden State before he flew out to New York. He left immediately after Game 5 of the Finals and went immediately to New York. And that's where he's been, and that's where he will stay throughout the free agency process. If that doesn't tell you something, I don't understand why people would think otherwise. Second of all, technically he's a Warrior till the 6th, so he might meet with Bob Myers early. They're going to offer him the max contract, but they also just announced that they're going to offer Klay the max. Don't want to go over the luxury tax. It doesn't make sense. But I think if Kawhi signs with the Lakers, he'll stay with the Warriors as the reasoning because he needs to stay on a team that can compete. But if Kawhi goes elsewhere, like I think he will, I think Durant will sign with the Knicks once free agency opens, and he will be the first player to make a move in the NBA for those reasonings. So next, we're going to talk about the second big-time free agent and probably the best player in the NBA after this season, Kawhi Leonard.
He's coming to the Clippers.
He will meet with the Clippers, Raptors, which I think at this point is over, the Knicks, and the Lakers. At this point, it seems that the Clippers are the front runners. And he will meet with the Clippers and the Lakers. LeBron and Anthony Davis have had constant contact with him, so he's been talking to them. They will bring Kobe to a meeting and Magic Johnson.
Tampering at its finest. What?
Yeah, but it's LeBron, so it gets brushed off.
Like, Kawhi doesn't want to play. I know for a fact Kawhi doesn't want to play in that spotlight with LeBron.
And he doesn't want to be
Why
a second option.
Why would
he doesn't want to be a second option. Why would you want to go to? Yeah.
Kawhi's a robot. He doesn't like the spotlight. He doesn't like talking.
He doesn't like media.
Why would he want to go to the biggest market aside from the Knicks? Why would he go to the second biggest market in the NBA?
Kawhi's the guy
he doesn't want to be in that situation.
He's about his business. He wants to play basketball. He doesn't want his goddamn media attention, and he's getting that right now in Toronto because he's going to be the face of that country if he re-signs with them.
Okay, here's the thing though. He just won a championship. He just played his ass off. No matter where he goes now, it's gonna take a.
If he goes to the Lakers, it's soft. You're gonna join LeBron and Anthony Davis after you just won a championship with Kyle Lowry.
I think
come on.
That's a KD move right there.
That's a KD move, exactly.
Yes, personally, I think he's gonna stay. I think there's
some
sort of sense of loyalty.
You want to live in Toronto for 5 years?
Did you talk to Drake?
Get Drake out of here.
You want to live in Toronto for 5 years?
He's signing with maybe he does. He's a goddamn robot.
He's from Southern Cal. He's signing with the Clippers. They have the best young core that fits around Kawhi Leonard. He wants to be the best player on a basketball team, and he doesn't want to deal with all the media. He won't get attention in Los Angeles with the Clippers because they're the Lakers' baby brother. He's signing with the Clippers. Case closed. Done.
Case closed.
Next, we're going to talk about a guy that a lot of people around the league are regarding as a problem. Kyrie Irving. He opted out of his player option in Boston. He signed with Roc Nation. The CEO of Roc Nation's brother is the owner of the Brooklyn Nets. He's preparing to sign with the Nets, so-called reports. We haven't heard anything since those reports that were about a week ago. He has met with KD and talked about potentially teaming up. But last night a report came out saying the Lakers are still in play for Kyrie according to The Athletic. Do you guys think he will reunite with LeBron in Los Angeles, or will he sign with the Brooklyn Nets?
I think he's going to reunite with LeBron in Los Angeles. I feel like the Nets would be stupid to go after him everybody kind of saw what he did in the playoffs
as the number one option.
As the number one option. And if he goes to the Nets, D'Lo's packing the bags. He's getting out of there because why would he want to be the second option?
No.
D'Lo wants to be the main option. But if Kyrie were to go to the Nets, it would be the Celtics. It'd literally be the Celtics 0.5. It wouldn't be 2.0 because the Nets roster is significantly worse than the Celtics roster.
Way worse than the Celtics.
And you saw
who's the second best player on the Nets right now? Jared Allen or Spencer Dinwiddie? Come on, that guy's a joke.
I think he's also going to the Lakers.
I agree.
Thank you, Rick.
And after this latest recent move by the Nets of extending D'Angelo Russell's qualifying offer, making him a restricted free agent, they got to be getting a little nervous. All right. You wouldn't extend a qualifying offer on a guy that's going to leave in free agency if you're signing Kyrie Irving. But now all of a sudden, 2 days before, less than 72 hours till the free agency period opens, we extend the qualifying offer of D'Angelo Russell, and now he's a restricted free agent, and they can match any contract. Clearly, something's up. I think LeBron's going to bring Kyrie to the Lakers, and I think it's going to make a lot of sense. He can't be the second option. He can't be the leader of a team. He knows that. He saw what happened at Boston. It was a disaster.
Well, yeah,
how much better will the Nets get with just Kyrie?
And we saw what Kyrie did with LeBron the first time.
Exactly.
The first time. This is not their first rodeo. They're going back again.
If LeBron signs with the Lakers, they win the championship.
I honestly think he'd be an idiot not to sign with LeBron.
Yeah, if Kyrie signs with the Lakers, they win the championship.
As much as I hate the Lakers, I agree.
He would be an idiot not to sign there.
They got to fill those roster holes. How many players they got on the roster now?
Three. You got Kuzma, Davis.
They got rid of Mo Wagner.
Yeah, they got rid of the three guys and Wagner, Bonga, and Jamario, whatever his name is.
Jamario Moon.
And for a second round pick with the Wizards. But I think that Kyrie to the Lakers makes the most sense. Like I said, I think the only way he ends up with the Nets if he could somehow convince Durant to sign, but I think Durant's more the leader. So I think to the Lakers makes sense. He needs to play with LeBron again. He can't be the best player on a team. Disaster in Boston will be another disaster in Brooklyn, and they don't have a great roster to fill out. But like we said, we alluded to earlier, the Lakers would only have 4 players on the roster then. You'd have Kyrie, Kuzma, Davis, and LeBron.
How do you fill in the rest of those roster spots if you don't have the money?
This is what I'm looking at. You're going to probably sign Melo because of LeBron.
Vet minimum.
Vet minimum. J.R. Smith, vet minimum.
Oh, my God.
And Kyle Korver. I think LeBron can bring in those 3 guys right away. 3 guys that can space the floor. And you could probably sign another guy like Bozo McGee and put him down back at center again. I mean, we'll see.
Bozo McGee.
We'll see, but I think...
What about Beasley?
I think they could sign Beasley again. I mean, honestly, LeBron is a guy... People want to win a championship, and everyone loves LeBron in the NBA, in the current day NBA. A lot of players respect him a lot, and a lot of players that are up in age, 35 and older, that are vets and trying to win a ring chase, will play with the Lakers on a veteran minimum.
Well, look at their
They'll
team
figure
right
it out. They'll figure it out.
Here's this one for you, Cass. Would you be surprised if there were trade talks between the Lakers and the Rockets trying to get Chris Paul to LA?
No. Not at all. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
LeBron's best friend.
LeBron loves the Banana Boat crew. I think he could bring D-Wade out of retirement if they could get him on the Lakers. But I don't think that LeBron's... I think for $35 million, give me Kyrie Irving, give me Kawhi, give me any of these free agents over Chris Paul.
I still think LeBron's
I
chasing
agree.
rings, dude. I don't think he's going to...
LeBron's chasing rings?
LeBron's definitely not winning every ring, though. But
yeah, but he still wants more rings.
But he knows that he's only going to be able to play for 3 more years. So whatever that player they sign is going to have to work well as a duo with Anthony Davis for the future. So moving on, we're going to talk about Kemba Walker. At this point, it seems likely that the Celtics are the front runners. Charlotte originally could have offered him the Supermax, but then they talked about how he would take less money to stay in Charlotte because they have a lot of bad contracts. Batum's getting basically a max from 2 years ago.
Stupid.
You're paying Biyombo $17 million to block 1 shot a game. You're paying Michael Kidd-Gilchrist to jack up a horrible mid-range jumper. You're paying Cody Zeller. They're not paying Lamb, but I think Lamb's decent.
I like Lamb.
I like Lamb, Bridges, and Malik Monk. They're 3 good young players. And you got really nobody else. So I think Walker out of Charlotte makes a lot of sense. You're never going to win a ring there. It was basically
if
a
Walker's
legacy.
out of Charlotte, that team's winning 7 games. I'm not joking. That team is winning 7 games.
Where do you think he's going if he's gone?
He's going to the Celtics.
Yeah, he's going. No, he's all in on the
going
Celtics. Yeah.
Celtics.
All right, so we'll move on then. We think he's all going to the Celtics.
He's going to get treated like shit by the Celtics fans because that's what they do.
No, Boston is just a horrible sports
Boston.
team. All right, so next we're going to talk about Klay Thompson. The Warriors will offer Klay a max contract once free agency opens. He will most likely re-sign right away. I'm just going to say Warriors.
Yeah,
I'm sure you guys would agree.
absolutely. No
Yeah,
question.
I would have liked him on the Clippers, but
He's a perfect complement to a star player.
Yes.
Did they already announce it? Is it like he's going back 100%?
Well, he said that when they would give him the offer, he'd re-sign it
They
basically
gave
right
him
away.
5 years, $190 million. His father's been saying like all over. Well, I mean, like not that I trust those bullshit reports, but like there a lot of people that like a lot of things have been saying.
No,
right away.
my favorite's when somebody tries or like Sports Center tries saying like, oh, this person's signing. Our source, Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith is not reliable. I want to make that clear because he said something again today, right?
Good guy.
So he says 95% chance that Kyrie and Katie are going to the Knicks. Then he says, don't believe anything people say.
Did you see
and
what
then
he said
today
about
he says
Kawhi?
the Nets. And then he's saying Kawhi's going to sign with the Lakers.
He said Kawhi is going to sign with
Exactly.
the Lakers. And then ESPN or somebody said, per Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it
Kawhi,
creates the most
Kawhi
buzz.
talks with the Lakers.
Exactly, because Stephen A. has the most following. So
It creates the most buzz, and then what happens? He gets more people watching him, and then he gets more money.
he's a great reporter, but he's a great personality on TV.
Great guy.
But he's a
Great guy.
horrible reporter of news.
Unlike Chip Bayless.
It just doesn't make sense. He just wants money. It's clear as day.
All right, next we're going to talk about a guy that we really don't know where he's going to end up. D'Angelo Russell. At this point, they extended the qualifying offers. He's a restricted free agent. Brooklyn can match any offer he gets. The potential suitors are the Pacers and Lakers at this point. He will take a free agency meeting with the Lakers. The Wolves also approached the Nets about a trade package revolving around Andrew Wiggins for D'Angelo Russell. He'd be very dumb to take that. Where do you guys think he lands? This is a kind
Andrew
of guy.
Wiggins averages more points per game than Kawhi in his career.
Yeah, I saw that.
Fun fact.
But Kawhi developed.
Okay.
So where do you guys see D'Lo? Because honestly, at this point, I think he'll end up being back with the Nets. I don't think
I can see him staying.
After
seeing
Kyrie and the whole Knicks thing, the Lakers thing, I think he's a lot going to the Lakers now. I mean, the guy the guy needs to be with LeBron.
But if Kyrie
Goes to the Nets.
Kyrie goes to the
But
Nets
if
in
Kyrie
some,
goes to the
weird
Nets-
world, if that happens, there is 0%.
Oh, no,
D'Angelo
he's
Russell
packing his
will-
bags and
he's
shipping
pack-
out.
he's
Oh
packing
yeah,
his bags.
no,
He
of
doesn't
course.
want to be
They'll
there.
renounce his rights. But then in that
I can
case,
see him going to the Timberwolves.
in that case, I see
I can see him going to
Wolves.
the Timberwolves.
But in my eyes, I see the
Pacers.
Pacers and him forming a backcourt with Oladipo. They got Bogdanovich out. You got Warren. You got two good bigs in
Which
Sabonis and
Bogdanovich?
Turner. The Bogdanovich.
You have no idea which
The
one
higher
it is.
overall.
I don't know which one it
Okay.
is.
So, the one who played averaged about 20 points per game without Oladipo. That's very important. So, next we're going to talk about
First name starts with B.
Chris Middleton.
John. They both start with B.
Chris Middleton. You know, the Mavs are interested, and I'm sure they'll pay him a max, but he's staying with the Bucks. The Bucks will offer him the max, and I'm sure he'll be signed with free agency open. So we'll move on. Next, Tobias Harris. This is kind of an
Good
interesting one.
guy.
So the Clippers, Grizzlies, Jazz, Nets, and 76ers are all interested.
Who wants to go to Utah? Who wants to answer me this question, Cass? Who wants to go to Utah?
I don't think anybody
Congratulations.
Who
you just
wants to
won-
go to Utah?
Congratulations. You just won the NBA championship. Now you have to go back to Utah.
You have to go back to Utah to your Mormon fans.
does. But the thing is, right, so he said
At NG9350.
he'll only take one meeting in the East and one meeting in the West. So, got to narrow it down. I don't see him signing with the Grizzlies. You got too many max contracts. You're paying Chandler Parsons $20 million a year to score 6 points a game. He's horrible. The Nets makes sense if they get D'Angelo Russell or only Kyrie Irving. I think that makes a lot of sense. The Sixers, possibly. I don't think that he makes the Sixers that much better.
He's not staying.
So, Grizzlies, I don't get. Clippers, if they miss out on everybody, I could see it.
We're not getting
So,
Tobias.
in my eyes,
would
I
love
think
Tobias.
I think Tobias doesn't care about a big market. I honestly think that he'll sign with the Jazz. And you could call me crazy for thinking it, but it's basically down to the Jazz or Nets in my eyes. And, you know, the Nets maybe D'Lo and Tobias, I think that's a decent pairing. But how much, like I said, how much better do you really get with Tobias Harris on your team? He's probably got to be your best
scorer.
scorer.
He's not.
But what else? Is he? Can he get other people involved? Not really. He's
not
a decent
great passer,
rebounder. He's a stretch four.
He's alright. He's just a good shooter. He's a good
not
shooter.
gonna
good
be- he's
scorer.
not
But he's
gonna
not
be a
averaging
game
more than
breaker.
23 a game.
But he's not gonna be a
what does it
game
matter?
breaker.
Exactly.
He's not a role player, but he's
solid.
I would
he's
say,
a great second option.
Yeah.
I would take him as a second
Mhm.
option on my
Second
team
option.
any day.
okay.
But we saw him as the first option on the Clippers, and he was leading that team pretty well. But then
Yes,
we played,
but then when he left, they were
we played
better.
even better without him.
Exactly. So where do you guys see Tobias Harris landing in free
With
agency?
Gallinari, the Italian stallion.
Where do you see Tobias Harris landing?
I see him. I think he's gonna stay in
It's
Philly.
just, that's not.
I don't
happening.
think so.
I don't see
How
that
much better
happening.
does he make
I
Philly?
don't see that happening.
Paleo, where do you think he's going to sign?
He's just gonna go to some random team,
Like the
I
Jazz.
don't even know. If he goes to the Jazz, I lose all respect for him. But I can see him going to like
I see the Nets.
Pacers,
Pacers could.
the Nets. I can see him going to the
The,
Nets.
the Nets would make sense.
Where else? I could see him going. I guess the Grizzlies. Hey, just anywhere that pays him.
Well, anyone that gives him max money, he'll
Anyone that
basically
gives him
sign the
max
contract right
money,
away.
he's
Yeah,
going.
exactly.
Well, in that sense,
He's just one of those guys.
I don't think he cares. I think he just wants to just play basketball, and I don't think he cares where he ends up. I don't think
Yeah.
he's a guy that's being recruited by top free agents like LeBron James to win a championship anyways.
Mm.
So what does it matter? At this point, basically, he'll just try and compete. I mean, he averages about 18, 19 a game anyways. He's a good basketball player.
why wouldn't he just take the biggest contract he can get?
Exactly. At this point, for Tobias, he probably just wants to get the 5-year max or the 4-year max for $160 million, sit down in one place, live there for the rest of his probably career, and that's it. Next, Kristaps Porzingis.
I'll definitely rate someone.
The
He
Mavs
got the shit beaten
will
out of
offer him 5 years, $158 million once free agency opens.
I hate this guy.
This guy is
He's
the
such a bad
worst,
guy.
okay? He's got rape allegations against him. He got the shit beaten out of him at a club in Latvia because he can't keep his mouth shut.
And he's foreign, so Cass doesn't like him.
He left New York because he's got a problem with the big spotlights and he can't handle pressure. He chokes under pressure. He's horrible. This guy, this is a huge mistake. You sign him, you sign Luka Doncic, you're no more than a 6th seed in the West. This guy's a joke. He doesn't belong anywhere. He's got paper knees, and he's a big-ass problem. Sorry, I can't stand Porzingis. He's the worst. And he caused Knicks fans so many problems. He didn't even play in half the games. He was on our team for 3 years. He didn't even play in half the games. He's got injury problems. He can't even walk. He's 7'3". Paper knees. Get him off the
Don't make
roster.
some inches to me.
Done. He's staying with the Mavs, but we don't need to talk about this guy anymore. I'm fed up with his crap.
You got Cass fired up.
Next, Vucevic.
Oh, Rick doesn't know who he is.
Most likely
He's
be
staying.
staying in Orlando. The Kings are the front runners if he leaves. The Magic will only offer him a 4-year, $90 million contract. So he could make 4 years, 156 million. He's not going to get max. He's not that good. But the Kings are planning on offering Harrison Barnes,
Harrison Barnes.
4 years, $88 million.
And
So
everybody was calling Harrison Barnes stupid for opting out of his $25 million contract. They go, he's not going to get that kind of money from anywhere. Oh,
The
he
Kings,
probably
yeah.
knew. He probably
He
knew
probably
the Kings
knew
were going to
the
pay him
Kings were re-signing.
a 4-year deal,
Oh.
$22 million. Now he can go get injured or whatever the hell happens to him.
He's
And
horrible.
he'll get his guaranteed money.
He's
That's
horrible.
what he wanted.
You know
So let
that
him
I
have it.
played a year on the U.S. basketball team. Come on, that's so sad.
Yeah, but
You
the
see the
US,
roster this year?
the US basketball, that's all load.
All right, so where do you guys see Vucevic? I see him staying in Orlando.
Staying.
All right, so we'll move on then. This is a guy that's kind of interesting. DeMarcus Cousins.
Oh,
So he doesn't have a functioning quad or knee
fat. He's
or
so
Achilles.
fat.
We've seen in the finals that he doesn't care about playing
He
defense.
doesn't have a
and he can't run
drive
up
to
the
do
court.
anything.
Lazy fuck.
I mean, most teams that miss out on a max free agent will probably want to sign this guy to a 1-year deal. I mean, teams that are
Sheesh.
the Knicks,
I
Warriors
can see the Knicks
could
signing
go
him.
back,
I can
could
see
go to the
Knicks signing him.
Mavericks. All right, so where do you guys see him ending up?
I can see the Knicks signing him.
I mean, I see the Knicks getting
Because
Julius Randle.
I see DeAndre, if the Knicks don't get Julius Randle, because DeAndre Jordan's absolutely not staying in New York. I could see DeAndre Jordan actually going to Houston because that's his hometown. I could see him going to Houston. I could see them shipping Capella out of there.
Capella's moving in that 3-team
Capella's
deal if
moving.
they get Butler.
Capella's
If
moving.
they
I
get
could see-
Butler,
I
he's
think they
gone.
are getting Butler.
I could see them getting Butler, and then they're gonna sign DeAndre Jordan to replace Capella, and then you have like a fringe big four technically.
I mean, I see Cousins going to a team like the Mavericks. I mean,
I guess.
who wants this guy at this point? Who wants to give him
He
$20
doesn't
million
want
a
to
year?
play basketball.
He just wants his money.
He doesn't have a drive to play.
All right, so we'll
He
move on.
tried taking the easy way out to get his
Yeah,
ring.
exactly.
And you know what?
He
That's
got
what
his
That's what
happened.
happened.
That's
but
what happened. No, he didn't get his ring.
He didn't
He
get
didn't get his
ring.
ring,
He
Rick.
didn't deserve it.
He didn't. He didn't get the ring. They didn't win this
Yeah.
year.
Oh, that's right.
And he only made
He's only
$6
on this
million.
year.
He only made
He
$6
made
million.
$6 million. So there you go. Take your $6 million. I mean,
take a
I'll
walk.
I'll take $6 million.
Next.
fully.
We're going to talk about Jimmy Butler. We just mentioned Capella in the
Oh,
3-team
geez.
trade. Jimmy is a problem, all right?
It's a problem.
We know
Like
that.
Goldberg.
He could be in play for a sign and trade with Houston. The
He's
76ers
cocky.
The 76ers would acquire guys like Capella, Eric Gordon, or Tucker, and picks, but a third team may be involved for Capella, and that team right now seems like the Boston Celtics. They are very interested in Capella, and they could be the third shooter for this trade to get it going. The 76ers may offer Butler a 5-year contract, but I'm hearing likely that they will not, and he will only be offered 4 years. So at this point, Jimmy Butler has all the leverage. He could say, listen, I want to go to the Clippers and play with Kawhi. I want to go to the Rockets, play with James
And
Harden.
you just got to make Jimmy happy. That's
At the-
all. If
at-
you're a team, you just want to make Jimmy happy.
Exactly.
Because when he's not happy,
He's a problem.
He's gonna fuck up your entire team.
So teams
You
like
saw what happened to the Timberwolves.
He's a little
You
crybaby.
saw what happened
in
to
the Bulls.
The Bulls. The Bulls were all right with Jimmy Butler. He blew up that team. Timberwolves blew up that team.
I feel like he fits in Philly, though. He's got a big mouth, and he loves playing, like basketball.
On the
He-
Timberwolves, didn't he take the whole bench and run him against the
Yeah,
starters?
he took the whole
What
Yeah.
kind of a
third-
fucking
yeah.
player does
He
that?
took the whole third-string team with Anthony Tolliver
Anthony Tolliver.
and played against Towns and Wiggins and crushed them.
What kind of a player does that?
He
though?
doesn't care about the team.
Like, what
He's
do you
all
think
about
that does
himself.
to
He
the
cares
He's all
team?
about himself.
Like, what do you think that does
He's
to the
another
team
guy
in the
that should
locker
be
room?
in the banana boat crew. He's another one of those whiny guys. All right, so but teams like the idea of pairing him and Kawhi. Like I said, Jimmy's got all the leverage. So if Kawhi signs with the Clippers, he might say, "Listen, I want to go play with Kawhi."
I mean, I don't know if I necessarily want
But-
Jimmy Butler on the Clippers.
But people around the league believe that he will end up with the Rockets. So you'd have a lot of personalities in Houston, and I don't think that's a good idea.
he would
Yeah,
also
see, the
ma-
thing is, though, if he goes to Houston, I think if they somehow manage to put the personalities below them and kind of just
They
play,
can't. They-
just play
Chris
basketball like
Paul's got an
human
ego.
beings.
Jimmy Butler's got an ego.
Harden's
Harden's
kind of
kind of does, but Harden.
Jimmy Butler would also make
Yeah, but
fun
Jimmy
of James
Butler-
Harden's man boobs.
Jimmy
Yes.
Butler jerks James Harden.
All right, so we're gonna say Jimmy Butler. I think he's going to the Clippers. I think he's pairing up with Kawhi.
I don't know if I would like that as a Clippers fan.
I think he's
to be
gonna go
honest.
to Houston.
I don't
You
want that
think
kind of
Houston?
problem.
Where do you think he's gonna land, though? Where do you think he's gonna land?
I can see him trading.
I think
I can
Houston
see-
makes sense though.
So yeah,
I
but
could see Capella,
it's a ball.
Gordon,
Tucker.
and maybe even
They got nobody else to move.
Gerald Green.
See, the
Is
thing
he
is-
on-
No.
is-
He's
are
under
they
a
moving?
1 year now. Nobody's
Whatever.
moving.
It's ballsy to sign Jimmy Butler, but look at that team. It's like they run around with blindfolds on. And Jimmy Butler would kind of balance it a little bit.
Well, Jimmy Butler's clutch in the playoffs. He could be
Yeah.
a good second scoring option, so it
He's
makes a
got
lot
good
of sense.
experience. He's a great player, but he can't get out of his own head.
Next, we're going to talk about Julius Randle, probably one of the most underrated players in the NBA, young players in the NBA.
Didn't he average like 22 this year?
He played very well.
I bet you nobody even knew that.
He dropped 45 on Enes Kanter's head. I just wanted to mention that, okay?
And he tweeted
it out. He declined his $9 million player option with the Pelicans. Of course, he's worth a lot more than $9 million. The Bulls, Knicks, and Nets have interest, but the Knicks do have mutual interest. He has gotten back and said that he would be interested playing with the Knicks. I think that even if the Knicks could pull off signing Kevin Durant, I think I would like Julius Randle on a 1 or 2 year deal. And I think that's where he's going to end up. What do you guys think?
I would like to see Julius Randle stay in New Orleans.
They're not going to give him the
because
money.
they got that's like the
that's a good young core. Yeah,
that's literally the Lakers. He'll go play with didn't he play a year with Brandon Ingram? He played with Josh Hart.
Lonzo
played with Lonzo. Like those are his boys right there. Why would he not want to play with them again? Like I mean, they have a little bit of leverage over the Knicks.
But I don't think they want to pay him.
I guess
because they feel like him and Zion are very similar. And they want to start Zion at the 4.
Zion is Julius Randle, like Joan
with a 50.
I don't know about that.
I think he's
a better passer. I think he's a lot more explosive, like Blake Griffin.
Yeah,
so
no,
we'll
I agree.
see.
I think he could end up with the Bulls.
Do not compare Zion to Blake Griffin.
His explosiveness, 100%.
We don't talk about Blake Griffin.
I think he could end up with the Bulls.
We don't like that guy.
Cass, what do you think about that one?
I don't see the Bulls. You got Markkanen at the 4.
The
you got
Bulls?
Wendell Carter coming back at the 5.
You can go to the Bulls.
The Bulls are in full rebuild. They don't want to pay anyone.
That's what I'm. But
they're not paying anyone.
Yeah, but why would you not sign a good player like Malcolm Brogdon or Randall to a 2 to 3 year deal? You're not going to win in the next 2 to 3 years anyway.
Just stick Wendell Carter on the bench.
Yeah.
I mean, I see him going to the Knicks.
But
why would you stick Wendell? You want Wendell Carter?
You want Wendell Carter getting minutes.
You want him to develop.
That's very true.
Because he can develop into one of the like premier inside defenders and shot blockers. He's great at defense, and you just need him to get his offensive game up.
Okay, and
you can't stick him on the bench. He's gonna start hating. He's gonna hate the team. He's gonna want out.
Could be a second scoring option right away in the NBA.
You don't even know if Wendell Carter is going to develop into that great of a player. You don't know what's going to happen.
But Julius Randle averaged 22 a game this year.
Yeah,
I think
he's established.
A lot better.
Dude, Wendell Carter could get shot and die tomorrow. Like
so can Julius Randle. What is your point?
That's not valid at all.
Fair point.
You can get shot and die tomorrow, Rick.
I do think he could end up going to the Knicks, though, knowing that the Knicks may want to just sign somebody. And seeing how New York is basically getting screwed out of every single player. I do think he can end up with the Knicks, but I also do see the Bulls as another spot.
All right, next we're going to talk about Big Al.
Oh.
Big Al. Listen, Grant.
The $30 million
man. Declined.
I hate Al.
To decline the $30 million player option, and he thinks he's getting 4 years and $112 million.
No. He thinks he's such tough shit because he could pass out of the center position.
Oh my god.
No. He thinks he's the greatest thing since fucking Michael Jordan.
Since sliced bread at this point.
I guess.
But Clippers, Wolves, Lakers, Rockets could be potential suitors. This guy could go anywhere.
To the Clippers, I will not be.
He might go to the Hawks.
That's what I be a Clippers.
No.
You won't do shit.
No.
You won't do anything.
I'm not supporting Al Horford.
They won't because they'll sign 2 actual players.
I'm not supporting Al Horford.
But I think he'll end up with the Hawks. They could use a big with John Collins, pairing him up at the center position. But Horford's made it clear that he wants to play power forward. So, I don't know. I mean, he wants to play power forward. Why would you want this guy playing power forward? What does he do that's special? Why does he deserve $30 million a year? For what? So I think
Rick is taking it to Google.
He'll end up with the Hawks. What do you guys think he'll end?
Look at this bitch.
14 points a game.
Have you seen his jump shot?
Yeah, and he's got a horrible form. I mean, he could shoot a 3, but it's not consistent.
Somewhat shoot the 3, but like he's not even that great of a rebounder.
Exactly. What is he good at?
He's a 6'10" center in the league nowadays. You do not want a 6'10" center. Maybe like 10, 15 years ago, Al Horford would have been like.
He'd be one of the best.
Al Horford was great on the Hawks. I loved him on the Hawks.
That's why I think he might return.
And then he started thinking he was tough shit. He's like, I can run point center and start passing out of the center position. No, fuck you.
All right, so we'll move on from him because we don't want to talk about him. So now we'll talk about Gasol. This clown accepted his $25 million player option because he knows he's not getting $25 million anywhere else because he's horrible. So we'll move on.
Great defender. I like Marc Gasol. I don't get all the
everyone
hate.
gets a contract.
I don't get all the hate. Marc Gasol's a good player.
Free agency rumors and noise. Pat Beverly is looking for a 3-year deal for $40 million. In my eyes, in the modern day NBA, this is a steal. This guy is a good defender, and he's a problem causer. He loves defending.
Dude, he hustles. A lot.
He hustles. He can shoot the 3, and he will take on any defensive matchup. He got a Kevin Durant head. He's one of the best players in the NBA.
I pay him $15 million a year.
He wants
to stay on my team.
The teams that are interested in Patrick Beverly are the Mavs, Lakers, Bulls, and Clippers. Where do you guys think Beverly will end up?
I'm a little biased. I think he'll end up back with the Clippers because
Yeah, but what if you sign Kawhi and Jimmy?
If we sign just Kawhi,
He'll end up with the Clippers. I agree.
I think if it's just Kawhi, we'll go after him, re-sign him, we'll pay him $15 million.
I don't think Jimmy's going to the Clippers. So I would agree with you.
I like Beverly to the Mavs. I think the Mavs need a real point guard and pair someone with Luka in the backcourt. I think that makes a lot of sense. But we'll move on. NBA executives believes that the Lakers are the most likely landing spot for Carmelo Anthony. We already talked about this. He'll take the vet minimum. Now we're going to talk about two role players. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson will receive interest from the Rockets, Wolves,
Why
and
are we
Suns.
talking about Rondé Hollis-Jefferson?
Because he's a basketball player.
I don't care.
Corey Joseph will receive interest from
cares
the
about
Bulls,
Corey Joseph?
Suns, Wizards, and Kings. I'd love to see the Suns sign this guy. Their offseason's already been horrible. Make it even worse, please, so we can rip you up. Chris Paul never formally requested a trade with the Rockets, but told the team he would understand if they're trying to go to a younger route. And I agree with this. Get somebody else there, but you can't move this guy for a sack of potatoes at this point. He's useless.
Made fun of James Harden's man boobs.
The Lakers are interested in bringing back KCP on a cap-friendly deal. I think this would be smart if they split all their money up instead of signing a max contract, but they will not do that because they're the Lakers and all they care about is marketing and money.
KCP ankle
It's
monitor.
a business first.
J.R. Smith is expected to join the Lakers if he's let go by the Cavs. The Henny God, he's a very good three-point shooter, and he fits that team very well.
Such a bozo.
And of course, even more if Kyrie goes back.
The Boston Celtics can potentially trade for Steven Adams or Clint
Steven
Capella.
Adams.
And they are interested in being
Aquaman.
involved with the
I love
Rockets and
Steven
76ers
Adams.
and acquiring Clint Capella, like I already talked about. That deal might go through. But now I want to...
Steven Adams, top 3 post center in the league.
Top 3. Toughness in the league.
Top 3
He doesn't move.
post offense.
I see that guy every game I watch at Thunder. He sprains his ankle. He runs to the locker room, and then he runs back out on the court and throws somebody on the ground and blocks a shot. He's incredible.
And he'll always break up a fight.
Yes.
He
loves breaking up fights.
averaged at least 2 broken up fights per game.
All right, so now we're going to talk about the Lakers' $32 million, right? So if you guys were the GM of the Lakers, which I don't think Rick could ever be the GM of a high school basketball team because he's a clown, you had $32 million to put together an NBA roster around LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Who would you sign, and how would you divvy up the money?
This is going to be funny.
Me?
You get an answer?
Yeah, you.
Okay. Personally, I don't think I would just throw $32 million at one person.
Yeah,
I don't.
I agree.
You already have LeBron and Anthony Davis.
You already have 2 top 5
So
players in the league.
So you would not go after Kyrie.
Well, like I said, I think Kyrie's going to land
This
there.
would be
but
it.
If I was running that team, I would not sign Kyrie.
In my eyes, if you could get Kyrie or Kawhi, you sign a max player. If you can't, you sign 3 players that are good, like Danny Green, Redick, Brooke Lopez, someone like that.
Right, 'cause
Redick's going to want money.
Think about what.
$10 million a
Think
year
about
for
Redick
what.
wants more than that.
Think about
for
what
sure.
another superstar
Redick
would do for
definitely
that
wants
team.
more than that.
Another superstar would just cost more. You're going to be over the luxury
In
tax by
terms of the
$15 million.
marketing, in terms of the
Jeannie Buss
marketing.
is going to be blowing real out
In
to the
terms of
bank
the
every day.
marketing, every single person would be
Oh, they
wearing
love
a
the
Lakers
big
jersey.
big three.
Yeah, a
Do
new
they,
big
do they
three.
have a GM right now?
Palinka, I guess, has taken over the basketball operations.
No. LeBron has.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Or, yes, better said. LeBron James is doing that.
He is a coach.
Next, I want to talk about this, guys. So Adam Silver envisions that we will have a mid-season tournament that would run concurrently with the regular season. With this, they will be eliminating the All-Star game and shortening the regular season. So for
No.
legacy standpoints
No.
for players,
No.
people wouldn't be able to get All-Star appearances. People would lose points and breaking records. This is exactly why I think this is a bad idea, and unless we hear
Stupid.
more details, why would you do this? Why do you need a
It's,
mid-season
it's
cup?
coming from the same guy who wants to ban the word owner.
Oh, he
because,
already did.
I
It's
don't
already
even
done.
want to talk about that. I'm not talking about that
We
because I'm
won't-
going to pop off.
We will not bring
Don't
that
make
up.
me pop off about that. Draymond Green, you're a bitch.
Draymond Green is not going to see that.
All right, so Adam
I
Silver,
know.
right? Why do you need a mid? What would happen if you win the midseason tournament? Would it be like the MLB where you win the midseason tournament and you get the home field advantage of the playoffs?
That wouldn't
This
make
is dumb
sense.
as dirt. This is retarded. Silver, just zip your goddamn mouth. All you do is what the players want, and you can't make a decision for yourself because you're all talk and you got no cash.
The only reason, so
And you got huge earlobes. You get Sirius XM with
He
those
looks
things.
like a nutsack.
You get
He looks
Sirius
like a
XM with those
nutsack.
things. God damn it, those earlobes go all the way out to here. You're a
Cute
clown.
picture of Adam Silver.
You're a clown.
Cute
Put on
picture.
the clown costume. All right, that's it. We're going to take some free agency questions for the next 5 or 6 minutes.
Goldberg, I want to hear from you.
Ask us where you think anyone will land or what we think about a potential team and landing spot of a player. Let's hear what you guys think.
Very active chat.
Frank, would you like to see the dunk contest removed, though?
He's a good – I don't know. I mean, he's a
No.
good – but all he does is listen to
He's
the
all right.
players. All he does is listen
Kind
to
of
the
a vibe.
players. He doesn't listen to the owners. He doesn't care about what the
Well,
owners
would you rather
think.
have Roger Goodell running the NBA?
Oh, no. Roger Goodell's the worst commissioner in sports. Oh, my. Or Rob Manfred, horrible for the MLB.
Oh, that guy sucks.
The NBA is the best run league, so I guess you'd have to call him a
Yeah.
half-decent commissioner.
I mean, I guess. Even though they're losing, do you see the viewership? They're losing a lot
Yeah.
The NBA?
of the NBA.
Yeah.
Did you see how much
I didn't see
the viewership dipped?
It's because the Warriors didn't win the championship. Oh, LeBron wasn't in the
No,
playoffs.
no. It was
LeBron
during the
LeBron
regular
wa-
season.
LeBron wasn't in the... Yeah, because the regular season's 82 games. Who wants to watch 82
Well, I'm
games?
saying the viewership of just regular
Do you-
regular season
hold on.
games has dipped by like at least 25%
Do you need to
or
see
something.
There's no way
Do you
it's
need-
25%.
do you need to
It's
see
something huge.
Do you need to see a Memphis Grizzlies
huge.
versus Dallas Mavericks game on a random Tuesday night during the season? Do you need to see that?
Not
No.
really.
It's useless.
Yep.
25%.
25%.
NBA Finals ratings nearly down 25%.
Oh, because that's because it was the LeBron.
All right, hold on. Terry Rozier, 4-year, 124. He's not getting more than 2 years. He sucks. He's inefficient, and he's useless. Next, we're going to talk about the Yankees and their home run hitting.
They hit a home run every day.
They will hit a home-
They hit a home run every day.
So listen to this, right? Where they're playing in London, the center field fence is 385.
385, and it's 315 on either
315
side.
on each
Luke
side.
Voigt.
The Yankees will probably hit about 3 home runs a game, at least, minimum,
More.
in London.
Oh, did you hear they didn't take Frazier to London? They had 3 extra seats to carry guys, and they did not take Frazier.
I'm not surprised. They're going to trade Frazier. He'll be gone. They're going to trade him
That
for
poor
a
guy.
pitcher. He was hitting 280 in the MLB.
It doesn't matter. He was hitting 2.
280
You act like 280 is
in
bad.
MLB?
You act like
What?
280 is bad.
No, I agree with you. He deserves a spot on the roster, but the Yankees outfield is full
They
of
hate
good
him.
players.
They were called,
Yeah, no,
they were
because he
called
makes
Talkman.
errors.
Tuckman's for him.
That guy's horrible. Kendrys Morales.
That guy can't walk.
Grips.
Remember,
All right.
remember when he stepped on home plate and,
And he-
tore
and
his
he-
ACL?
yeah.
He jumped on.
What
the
do you
home
guys
plate.
think of the Mavs making the playoffs? Don't talk about Doncic and Porzingis making the playoffs. You got Tim Hardaway Jr. on your team. Sucks. Courtney Lee.
I
Sucks.
thought you liked Tim Hardaway.
Porzingis
Horrible.
is getting
You don't
injured.
like Tim Hardaway?
No, I hate Tim Hardaway.
He literally he was great on the Knicks.
Great. Shooting 39% from the field is great.
He's a good
Inefficient
player.
as hell.
Porzingis
Get out of here.
leaves,
Mavericks
Tim
suck.
Hardaway leaves. I think we're noticing a trend here. He hates on the ones who leave the Knicks.
Everybody leaves the Knicks.
How about the Yanks leading the AL? I'm not surprised. The Yankees will probably win the World Series.
Oh my god,
Gift miss. How we doing?
they're nuts.
Yeah, and then all these Red Sox fans chirping. Chirp, 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 chirp,
I
chirp.
don't want to hear it from the Sox
I mean, come
fans.
on. Chris
I don't wanna hear
Sale
it.
started off the year horrible. David Price, we know what
Chris
happens
Sale-
in the
Oh,
playoffs.
God.
Hold on,
David
hold on.
Price has a better
No.
chance of
We're
throwing a
looking
good
up
game
Chris
against
Sale's
the Yankees
record.
fucking
Rick,
blindfolded.
how the fuck do you work this thing?
I mean, come on.
What's his bots record?
Any more questions, quick? All right, Rick,
Where's
this is
the
a good
record?
one for you. This is centered around Rick. Your dream current
He's
day.
3-7.
Dream current day starting NBA 5. Who
Of
would-
like
current day. That's what that means, Rick.
current day.
Today.
It means today.
Yes, like active players. I
Like-
noticed that.
Like now.
I think I'm gonna go with LeBron.
At the 1? He could run the 1.
I think I would. Oh, in just no general order. I think I'm going LeBron, Klay Thompson.
Interesting.
I actually like that. I really do. Because you
dude,
need spacing.
dude, Klay Thompson would work perfectly with LeBron.
Yeah.
Correct.
You need spacing around a guy like LeBron who clogs the lane.
You wouldn't put Curry in there, would you?
No.
Hell no, I would not
Thank
put
you.
Curry in
I
there.
agree.
I think if I had to say...
0 Finals MVPs.
I think if I had to say one unanimous MVP, first player all time to ever do
I
that.
don't care.
That.
I don't
Like
care.
I said, though, I think in my eyes, I see a perfect modern NBA team with Klay Thompson definitely at the 2. I like Kawhi, KD, and LeBron, obviously.
Yeah, any one of those
and
guys.
at the
I feel
5,
like.
I'd have the Joker. Okay?
Okay.
I
that's
thought you
fair.
didn't like him.
I don't like him,
How about
but he
your point
spaces the
guard?
floor.
Who are you picking for your
I
point
don't
guard?
know.
LeBron's playing point guard for me.
Okay.
Where do the Knicks go if they strike it on tier 1 free agency? Julius Randle or Marcus Morris, a guy like that, or Rozier on a short 1 to 2-year deal. We're going to do about 1 or 2 more.
Oh, how about Giannis? Would you throw Giannis in there?
No, because
Giannis
LeBron,
can't shoot.
Giannis is LeBron.
Giannis
but
and
no
LeBron
shooting.
together.
Yes.
Exactly. That'd be
No,
a
no,
problem.
no,
Giannis
I
and
mean-
LeBron on the same team.
I mean,
I don't
no,
care. I don't care how good each of them are
It
individually.
wouldn't work.
Put
I'm
them on
not
the same
saying
team.
that.
They're not
I'm
winning
not
a
saying that.
championship.
Would
No.
you try and build it around Giannis?
No, I'd
in a
rather
different
build it.
sense?
I'd rather
No.
build it
You
around
would
LeBron.
always
still.
build it around
Give me
LeBron
3
or-
more years of
Give me around
LeBron.
LeBron.
Yeah, or like
3 more
LeBron
years
or
of
Durant or
LeBron.
someone.
I'd build it around LeBron for about 3 more years.
We'll see what Giannis develops into.
That's
I still think Giannis will be the next face of the NBA. Even how unpronounceable his last name is, he will still be the, he will
Can you
still be
spell
the face.
Antetokounmpo?
Anteto Antetokounmpo. Kounmpo.
All right, this will be the
Sounds
last
like
one. Ray Palaio's guest performance today. Well, I would say 1 out of 10. I'd say it's at least an 8. So we'll have
Done
Palaio
great.
back on here soon. We
Oh,
had a
will
good
we?
episode today. Ciao, Mel.
You didn't end it.
All talk out.